Right, welcome back to part 2 of our car collection game. So far we have made our sprites, our little spanners to collect, and we've got our car moving from the game before, and we've worked out that when we get a score of 6 the game ends and we win. Now what we're going to do today is we are going to add an enemy to avoid, and also a life counter to make it possible to lose the game as well. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to duplicate the car, because in the end it's the same sprite. It doesn't have to look like it. And then I'm going to change the name to car 2, which is why I had car 1 from earlier. Now all of this scripting can go. You don't really need any of it, so I'm just going to delete it all. Don't need any of it. What we're going to do actually is pretty much turn it into one of the fish from the fish tank game. But the cars are very difficult to tell apart, so I'm just going to go to costumes, I'm going to edit, and very simply I'm just going to make the red a different colour. So I have to make it green, so I'll just choose green, do that, and then fill it. So now it's a green car. And I could even change the front bumper to make it even clearer, so it's different, and make my red bumper a completely different colour as well. So now we click OK. There we go. So there is my completely different car. So I'm going to go back to scripts, and the first thing I need to do is of course work out where it's going to start. So I'm going to start it over here. So I've got some X and Y coordinates, and then I'm pretty much going to do when clicked I want the car to move. So initially I need to set where it goes. So I want it to go to where it is, and then I want it to bounce around forever. Well, let's just get that basic bit in first. So forever, I want it to move. What is it? Motion. I want it to move, say 10 steps, and if on the edge, I want it to bounce, which is here. Now, if I set this up right, I'm just going to tweak that like I've done before for the fish. If I hit that right, now the car is moving around exactly how I want it randomly. Now I'm going to stop that because it's going way too fast, so I'm going to make it 5 steps and just test that again. Starts from the same place, that's a bit better. We can play around with that speed. Now, so that's fine, but I need it, of course, to touch the car. You can have it constantly move around, but I think if they touch, it should reset. So I'm just going to stop everything, and we need to make a little change to this. I want it to do this forever, but when it touches the car, I want it to do something to say I've got you and then reset. So I'm just going to pull on repeat until, and I'm going to drag this inside. So this is repeat until something happens. So this bit's being repeated until we are touching, and of course we need to close car 1. Okay, and when we touch car 1, what's going to happen is underneath, and it's going to say got you, and then I'm just going to duplicate this blue bit. I'm going to duplicate the whole thing, doesn't matter too much, and then I want it to reset. It's just done for this stuff. So now if I do green, I'm going to try and touch the green car, which is of course going to be notoriously difficult. You've now got to catch up with it. Ah, good. Got you. Thing stopped. And then it resets. You don't reset, but that's what we're going to do in a moment. So you reset as well. So there's my evil car coming around, causing a nuisance for himself. I think I'm going to make that 1 second as well. Again, a lot of these values you can play around with. Now I'm going to go back to our main car, and I need to put the lives in. Okay? And we're going to start with the lives thing, and then we're going to do something very similar with this, and of course have a loss part. The first thing I need to do is make a new variable, and this time of course it's lives, and then click OK, and we're going to come and use that in a second. So when clicked, I'm going to set my number of lives to 3 because I'm generous, and then we are going to well, already we know where we're going. It's going to set our car at the first place. So what I want to happen is this is going to happen forever. And if it's touching car 2, which of course is that evil car, I want something in this to happen, okay? And we're going to say, oh no, you've crashed perhaps. That'll do, yeah. So say you've crashed. I want it to reset back to the beginning, which of course is this bit here. So I'm just going to duplicate this. And then I want to change the lives, variables, change lives by, of course, -1. Okay, so now what's going to happen is we start the game, it's going to set it to 3. When I touch the evil car, as well as the evil car resetting back, he will reset and lose a life. Now, that by itself means that lives will just keep going down and down and down and down into minus numbers. We need to lose the game, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to duplicate this, because I can change it slightly. So I'm going to get this part, get rid of this score bit. You could have the score on that bit as well, it doesn't make actually much difference. But I'm going to get rid of that little score bit and then lives. And so when lives are equal to 0, say you've lost. And then once that is done, hopefully, when I click stop and then play, you can see, oops, let's start again, you can see lives are 0, and I can go around and collect the spanners. We already know the spanners work, so now I need to kill myself 3 times, which is really hard to do. So let's just try and run around and collect the car, and get in the way of the car. Oh no, your crash got you, it's reset. It actually hit me twice, unfortunately, because it didn't quite reset quickly enough. But I've lost because I've lost all my lives, and the game has ended. The reason why that didn't quite match up is because the you've lost and you've crashed, it was 2 seconds, you've come off the road, is only 1. So I just need to adjust the time. So if I make this 2 seconds, then they'll freeze together. It's because it actually allowed it to move afterwards. That is how you do it. Hopefully this has been helpful, and please look for more videos later.